The flu game.
Oh, the flu game.
Flu game. They played the Jazz so many times I had to make sure.
Man, hold on. Is this the flu game?
The flu game. I know this one.
Let's put it this way. If you want to tell me you're a basketball fan, and I don't care how old you are, if I say the flu game and you say, I'm sorry, what? This conversation is over. There is no longer any purpose in speaking.
The quote unquote flu game. We'll just leave it at that.
It's the sick game. It's not the flu game. All right? You Johnny-come-latelys, you millennials, you out-of-towners. It's not the flu game. It's the sick game. That's what it is. That's what it's always been.
There were people who were accusing him of overstating this. I'm telling you right now, Michael Jordan didn't do that.
There was so much mystery about this game. Like, we heard that Michael Jordan was sick.
He had a stomach flu.
A lot of people felt like MJ was out late the night before.
We heard maybe it was room service.
There was no room service at the hotel, so we got food from outside.
He went to the casino once or twice in his career.
Like a bad Caesar salad.
They just said he had the flu. They didn't speculate why he caught it or where he got it.
I got food poisoning once, and I walked home from work. Did not make it home before my food. Just leave it at that.
For people to act like he wasn't sick, like what, he had a reputation for faking his career, acting like he was sick. He didn't do that. He didn't have load management. He played 81 games, 9 of 13 seasons in Chicago. And he played 82 games with the Washington Wizards at 106 years old. So I don't want to hear that Michael Jordan faked the flu, fake being sick, fake being poisoned by pizza in his room. One of the great games of all time.
So the start wasn't good. Looked like it was actually going to not play well, right? Because he had the flu, wasn't looking good.
Whoa, what was that? Jordan, that was not even close.
Damn, he was so good, man. He took that first quarter, was terrible. He had to sweat it out. Then he caught some energy in the second quarter. But then he sat down, lost his rhythm in the third quarter. Then his will to win took over in the fourth quarter. It was just like, he paced himself. Being that he was sick, he paced himself.
Like, you almost forgot as this game went on that when it started that Michael Jordan was iffy for the game, because he became so dominant in this contest that you were like, wow, was that some kind of dream? Was he really sick?
MJ looked tired. Still not sweating. On the free throw line. This man, not a drop, barely even breathing hard.
This guy's stamina was so amazing. MJ was sometimes burning both ends of the candle. Yes, crazy stamina.
Come on, Jazz. How does the most fundamental team in NBA history, the Utah Jazz, give up a free throw rebound with that amount of time left? You know, Jerry Sloan was saying all sorts of things that probably can't be repeated.
All he does is come through in the clutch. It's a tie game, and there goes Michael Jordan. Money!
Of course he makes it.
Man, how you got the flu and you come out and do them like this?
How do you leave Jordan open in that situation?
Byron Russell, what are you doing? You can't double that. John Stockton tried, he's just too short.
You have to come double team Scottie Pippen on Jeff Hornacek, which leaves Michael Jordan open in rotation. Like, think about that. They were having to rotate. They were having to double team Pippen. So the greatest player of that generation was left open, Michael Jordan. So that's not fair.
He just becomes all the more dangerous, all the more focused. And we were just literally watching in awe.
Who could ever forget that? Holding on to Scottie, walking off. That picture right there will last forever.
Maybe one of the best pictures I used to have up on my wall when I was a kid is Pippen holding up Jordan as he's walking off, going into the timeout huddle. And then on it, it says love is, playing on nothing but heart, and it's just Pippen holding him, trying to get him over to the bench so that he can finish his flu game.
That Scottie understood he had to be the big brother in that game. That's the untold story and the unsung hero of the sick game of Scottie Pippen.
I think it's a great image to show Pippen supporting Jordan. like he did pretty much, the entire time they were with the Bulls together, I think is the lasting image of that game, more so impactful than thinking about him having food poisoning or whatever and overcoming that. I just think I love seeing that image of that Jordan felt comfortable enough to be vulnerable and to embrace Pippen in that way. I think that duo it should be praised more and more, and it should be less of just Jordan and more of Jordan and Pippen, and that image should be framed in all Bulls fans' hearts.
Like, the Michael Jordan flu game is one of the great games in the history of sports.
And everyone remembers the flu game. Well, the Jazz want to forget it, but everyone remembers it.
I mean, to have a seat for that's one of those times you knew you were seeing something that you were never going to see from anybody else again. There've been great performances. There've been great performances by a lot of people. God knows Kobe had fists full of great performances. But the sick game, I don't know that anybody else ever had anything like that.
That's an integral game in the narrative of Jordan and in the history of the sport. That's one of the genuinely iconic performances in his history and in basketball history.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.